Hey everyone, welcome to the CPAPstore.ca. My name is Tristan. Today we're going to be looking at CPAP accessories and putting them all into a big tier list. Which ones you need, which ones you probably don't need, which ones are kind of in between. Now, some of you might agree with these tiers, some of you might not. Please leave your comments down below and let other people know what your thoughts are. But when you're starting CPAP, I think a lot of people go to the CPAP store, not our store, well, probably our store, but also other CPAP stores. And they are told, oh, you need this, you need this, you need this. How much of it do you actually really need? Let's talk about it. First thing I want to talk about is CPAP wipes, okay? CPAP wipes, I'm gonna actually put in S tier because I think CPAP wipes are great because you can keep your mask clean every morning, wipe it off, and it's just gonna be more beneficial for you. It's gonna keep your mask smelling nicer, feeling nicer. And mainly the reason why I put it in an S tier, not just A tier, is because for the price point, I think CPAP wipes, for most people, they can afford CPAP wipes. And it's just easy to add on, especially if you're kind of in between, you know, like shipping type of thing. If your mask is like $99 and you have to get $100 due to free shipping, I would just go with the CPAP wipes because you can always use them. I guess the lowest quality version, I think, in my opinion, this easy peasy CPAPology wipes. Okay, they're super cheap option. They get the job done. Then we have the Contour, and then we have the easy peasy travel version as well. And then we have the CPAP soap. I think they refer to these as bubble pads, okay? And out of these three options, the winner is definitely gonna be the Contour pads. I think the Contour pads and the easy peasy wipes, they're roughly the same price. The Contour is maybe a dollar more, something like that, for 72. This one has 75. But with the easy peasy wipes, I find that like it's kind of hard to take them out. They come out like that. And if the other CPAP wipe doesn't kind of go properly, you kind of have to take it apart and kind of fish out the wipe. Doesn't make cleaning your CPAP super easy when you have to do that. So I don't really like that about the product. However, if you want the cheapest wipe you can get and you don't really care too much, it gets the job done. The wipe is fairly thin, a decent size, and you can just wipe your mask pretty quickly. Make it smell nice and fresh. Then we have the complete other end of the spectrum here, and this is 90 wipes, and I think this is about 35 USD, so about 50 Canadian dollars. So really upping the price there because this is about 10 bucks versus this is like 50. But these guys here, taken out, they are not wipes, they are pads, and you can definitely see it. They're like completely saturated in soap. Like you can see the soap. I can probably almost wring this out. And so these pads here, you're definitely getting what you pay for. Like they're very thick. They're twice probably the weight and twice the soap in here as typical wipes. So I can see why it's more expensive. Anyways, that's CPAP soap. They do also come with actual CPAP soap packets here, specialized CPAP soap. So you are getting a little bit more in that package. But my personal favorite is the Contour wipes. They have a bubble texture as well, just like the bubble pads. They're a little bit bigger than the easy peasy wipes. They're a little bit thicker than these guys. They're kind of like the perfect in between, and they are priced actually very effectively. So if you are looking for CPAP wipes, the Contours are 100% the way to get it. You get almost all the benefits of the more expensive pads, but pretty much the same price as the cheaper pads. Moving on. The next product I actually don't have with me, but it's a CPAP tube wrap. This helps you with rain out, and some people need it, some people don't. It's definitely a product that if you live in colder weather or you like your bedroom a little bit colder, you're gonna notice a little more condensation on the inside of the tube. That's called rain out, and having water droplets in your mask and your tube is uncomfortable. But they do add a little bit of weight to your CPAP tube, so it's not something that you might wanna use all year round. Some people use them, some people don't. I'm gonna give them a B tier because I think they are very good in terms of using your CPAP, reducing rain out, and having more CPAP comfort, but I don't think it's something that you really have to buy. Like as soon as you buy your CPAP, you need to add one in your cart. You can definitely try your CPAP without one first. That leads me to the next thing, which is going to be the Climate Line tube. So if you are buying your first CPAP, you're probably gonna notice you're gonna have some heated tubes like a Climate Line tube, or a slimline tube, which is the non-climate version, the non-heated version. And I would definitely say getting the heated version of your tube, especially if you're new to CPAP, is definitely worth it. If you're buying your CPAP and it comes with the choice of a slimline or a climate line or a non-heated or a heated tube, definitely go with the Climate Line or heated option. It's gonna help with humidity, it's gonna help with comfort, it's gonna help with kind of dry nose, dry mouth, and stuff like that. A tier for the Climate Line. Moving right along in the tube section is tube hooks, okay? Tube hook is, or tube support system is a hook basically that goes on your bed, on your nightstand, and it lifts the tube away from your face and reduces the weight kind of on the tube. S tier. I love tube hooks. Now, I don't necessarily think you need to buy a tube hook. You can just go on Amazon. For example, here are some hooks that I bought for my garage. And if you have extra, for example, like just take a hook and drill it right into your wall. Tube hook, right? Obviously you can't move it around depending on your mask and tube, but super cheap option if you want to go to Home Depot and just buy a tube hook or a normal hook for like $4 or whatever. But if you do want a tube support system that you can move around, say you use your F20 with the tube here, but that P10 with the tube here, definitely recommend getting a specified CPAP tube support system. It makes a world of difference. And the nice thing is, it's not like any of these other products like the soap or whatever, or the wipes, that is gonna wear out. One tube hook, if you take care of it and you don't like yank on it, it's gonna last you the rest of your life. Now it's time to clean your tube. How do you do it? You do it with a tube brush. So another cleaning supplies here. And this is something that I really, really like. It's a tube brush, but this brush here, you lubricate it with soap and then you run it through your tube and then you pull it out, right? It's something that makes cleaning your tube a lot easier and make sure that you clean your tube more effectively and get rid of that grime or whatever bacteria that's building up on the inside of the tube. I would definitely put the tube hook in the A tier category because I think everyone with CPAP should have one. It's cheap enough, they're $20 or whatever. You can use them for quite a long time and it's gonna keep your CPAP tube a little cleaner. Probably actually reduce the intervals you have to replace your tube because you are keeping it cleaner. So it's something that I think for $20 or whatever they cost, it's definitely worth it. The next thing is a CPAP sanitizer, something like this. There's different versions. There's one from, So Clean and Lumen and stuff like this. This is one from Lividity. And what this is you open it up and it's a UV light cleaner. So you put your tank and your tube and your mask in there and it sanitizes your CPAP supplies using UV light. Now, what do I think of this product? Does it work? The answer is yes, it does work, but I'm not gonna add it too high on the tier list because it's kind of big, it's kind of bulky, and it's kind of expensive. If you're gonna compare like the cleaning ability of one of these guys versus a tube brush, for example, the tube brush is gonna work better. It's gonna give you a better clean. Yeah, it's not gonna sanitize, but it's gonna give your tube a better clean. And it costs like $20, whereas these guys here are, $200, $250, $300. And it's not something that I think you need. Now, it's good, but do you need to sanitize your stuff? If you're keeping on top of your cleaning regimen and washing your stuff with a little bit of mild dish soap, a little bit of vinegar, usually 1 part vinegar, 3 parts water, you should be able to clean your stuff well enough where you don't really need to sanitize. The sanitization is just more for a peace of mind. It's kind of like hand sanitizer. Some people go use a public washroom, they wash their hands, they carry on their day. Some people wash their hands and when they get back to their car, they use a little hand sanitizer as well. Both people are probably still alive. And the same thing with the CPAP UV cleaner. There's people that use them, there's people that don't use them. The most important thing is actually cleaning and washing your supplies regularly. And therefore I don't really think you need one, although they do work well. So I'm gonna put this in the C tier. Now the next product is chin straps. This is a product that's kind of hit or miss because not everyone needs them. If you're using a nasal mask and you find that your chin is opening or your mouth is opening rather, and you're getting that dry mouth, it's causing discomfort, definitely try getting a chin strap. And if you're in that camp, probably A tier for you, maybe S tier for you, right? But a lot of people don't need them if they have a mouth that they can keep closed, if they're using a full face mask, stuff like that. If you are using CPAP for the first time and the person's like, buy a chin strap, use CPAP for a little bit, first couple weeks. And if you are getting that dry mouth, if your mouth is opening and you're getting that mouth leak, then obviously get a chin strap. But some people need them, some people don't. So I'm gonna just put it in a B tier. Next thing is a CPAP battery, also gonna be B tier because again, not everyone needs them. Basically, a CPAP battery is a battery that works with your CPAP when you are camping, traveling on a plane, or in places without power. So you can plug in your CPAP battery, plug in your CPAP, and just leave your CPAP battery there full time. If the power ever shuts off, your CPAP is just working normally off the battery power. Some CPAP batteries, especially the smaller ones, don't have pass-through, so they basically batteries that are similar to typical electronic battery banks, but they have a DC output jack with cables that work with your CPAP. And more importantly, they don't shut off or go into sleep mode, when they're powering your CPAP for 7, 8, 10 hours. They're meant to be kept on all night long and not shut off until they're shut off manually. So that's what a CPAP battery is. B tier, some people travel, some people don't. Some people need them, some people don't. That leads me to the next product, Air Minis. So travel size CPAPs. Yes, it is a CPAP, not a CPAP accessory. They look like this. It's a travel size CPAP. Again, I'm gonna put it in that B tier because they work great. People love them. Some people find them a little bit too noisier because they're a little bit noisier than normal CPAPs. However, something you should note is if you have insurance, for example, say you are allotted $2,000 of insurance and your CPAP machine costs $1,000, some sleep clinics offer bundles where you can buy a CPAP machine for, let's say, $2,000 and get a free Air Mini or something like that, so you can use your entire allotted amount of your insurance. So if that's the case and you can pick up pretty much a free Air Mini just covered by your insurance, then why the heck not? The next product is protector mats for your nightstand for your CPAP machine to go on top of to protect any spills. I mean, if you're concerned about spilling, probably it's going to be pretty good. Most people aren't. And the heat from a CPAP, sometimes can damage a nightstand. And I think if that's the case, this is something that you might want to get. But for most people, they can probably live without this product. I'm going to put it in a C tier. Something that's really awesome for a certain demographic of people, but it's not really going to help your comfort or health or anything like that. So protector mats, kind of a cool accessory, but I'm just going to put it in C tier for now. They work, just not required. Okay, we have the second last product here, the CPAP pillow. Do you need a CPAP pillow? I actually quite like the CPAP pillows. My favorite is the Contour Max pillow, this one here. It's double-sided. It's a fluffy pillow on one side, memory foam pillow on the other side, 3 different layers inside that you can mix and match based on what your shoulder and neck comfort is, and it has a tether, so if you're traveling, you don't have a CPAP hook, like a campsite or something like that, you can still use this to secure your CPAP tube. So this is a CPAP pillow, and most importantly, it basically contours your face. I know it looks flat, but it's really not. There's a few contours in here, and it makes sure that your head is stayed in a nice correct position where you can put your mask right here and there's a little divot, and to relieve some of the pressure that you're gonna be getting on a mask. Now these guys here are the best when you have a full face mask. If you have a nasal mask, if it's a bigger one like an N20 or an ESON, then this guy's gonna help a lot. If it's something small like a P10, you might not need a CPAP pillow. But I'm gonna put this guy in the A tier. I think they're really good pillows. I think they're a really good option. Again, it's kind of like the tube book. It's not gonna wear out. You can use it for years and years and years. Relieves a lot of mask pinching, a lot of mask red marks, and also helps with mask leaks because all the pressure from your full face mask is relieved in this divot. So if you are having issues with like your F20 or something like that, definitely try looking at getting a CPAP pillow because it might help you out. Okay, so the last product is not really a product. It's a thing that I featured in my CPAP cleaning video. Basically just a CPAP tote or bucket where you can put all your CPAP, specified CPAP cleaning stuff, the dish soap, the vinegar, microfiber cloth, toothbrush, for example. So you have your CPAP stuff always ready to go and always ready to clean your CPAP. I think a lot of people just use their dish soap in the kitchen, they have the microfiber cloth and they forget to do things and they don't have a routine and they can't clean their CPAP quickly and effectively like if you had it all in one bucket and one thing. So if you don't have a CPAP tote specified for cleaning with all your CPAP cleaning supplies in it, definitely recommend just getting any tote from Canadian Tire or Walmart or whatever. I just realized a lot of Americans watch this video and they have no idea what Canadian Tire is. Okay, it's like write what the American equivalent of Canadian Tire is and get a CPAP cleaning tote. Okay, so that's it for this video. I hope this helped. Take care, guys.